Hello, what's up guys? This is Axel. Welcome to ATEC Reviews. Today's video is going to be a quick and simple one. I'm going to be reviewing the Moondrop Quark II. It's a budget IM, it costs $16.99. And I'm going to quickly mention what I think about the sound, my sound impressions, and then I'm going to be comparing it to the original Quarks, Tanchjim Zero, and then the Moondrop Chu II. And I'll finish off with answering the question, like, can it beat the Moondrop Chu II? Does it have better sound quality? So let's start. What comes in the box? Literally what you see in front of you is what comes in the box. 3 pairs of Moondrop ear tips, which are silicone and narrow bore. I think they are the standard or generic ones that come with everything. And then we get the IM themselves here. One thing you will notice here is this piece of Velcro, and then you will find that the cable itself, let me roll it around, it's actually okay. It's kind of nice. Doesn't tangle that much with me. It's kind of fine, but I noticed it's a bit longer than usual. I measured it. It's 51 inches or 130 centimeters for you metric folks. Anyway, the cable is kind of nice. It's much better even than the cable on the Chu II. As I said, the memory, it has a slight memory, but not that much, and it kind of tangles, but not that much as well. It's easy to get straight and so on. It has a mic, a plastic mic that you can see. The cable doesn't have ear hooks as well. That is a detail I want to mention. And you get no chin slider or anything, but you get this very sturdy USB-C, and it's even better than the one on the Moondrop Chu II. It's kind of bigger, like it feels stronger. It feels like something that can withstand like hundreds or even thousands of insertions and reinsertions. It's really, like, you can see the size here for comparison. It's kind of big, it's kind of nice, it's very strong. You can feel comfortable with it. So gives you confidence about the durability and stuff. And then you can see here these earpieces. Now that there's no ear hooks, as I said, you can wear them over the ears if you like, but I tried wear them like the old school way, using, like, you know, in front of the neck and stuff. The cable itself is not removable. You cannot swap it for another cable as well, so that is an option. I saw people online like mentioning like some stuff about USB-C, and it doesn't have, you know, 3.5, for example, termination. Actually, I think it's an advantage for this price point. If you think about it, like for almost $17 or around that price, you're getting like an earphone, you're getting 3 pairs of ear tips, you're getting a microphone, and you're getting your own built-in DAC amp, which is high quality actually and sounds good. That seems like a good deal to me. Anyway, if you want something like with 3.5, there's the Chu II. Now, about the shape of the IM itself, it's like this very, very small shape. I measured the nozzle. I will put the measurements up. It's about 6.1 millimeter, which is not exactly small, but they fit perfect. Fit and comfort is perfect. I don't have any issues with them. But there is something I must mention is I'm not sure if this IM is vented or not. I usually never have pressure buildup issues at all, even with all BA IMs. But this IM has excellent sound isolation that is much more than the normal. And that makes me guess that it has no vents or anything like that. About that point, it has excellent sound isolation, and I think Moondrop mentions that in their pictures about the product. And what I mean by that is I cannot hear 90% of my surroundings, including AC or fan, at all. And if I'm typing on my mechanical keyboard, cherry brown switches, I literally cannot hear 90% of my typing. If I play any type of music, even at the lowest volume, I cannot hear 100% of what I'm typing, like no matter how loud or how fast I'm typing. That is an advantage in and of itself, and this is something that could make you buy it or not buy it. So if you're a person who usually have a tendency to experience pressure buildup issues, maybe look for other reviewers to mention this fact. Or if you're someone who's looking for a really good isolating IM, I think this offers great option right here. Now let's talk about the sound. Let's put the frequency response graph up on the screen and let's look at what we see. Well, we can see like a very, very smooth graph. Like, first of all, look at that excellent channel matching there. I started measuring IMs the moment I received them, before I listen even. And I've noticed when I do that, when I measure them brand new, I've been getting like excellent driver matching and channel matching. But here, for this price, I have to say I was impressed. This is something that's really good. And I will now begin my description about the sound as I experienced it myself. I put this in my ear, of course, with the USB-C. I tested it on PC. I tested it on my Android phone, excuse me. No problem at all. It was detected. I didn't have to do anything. Even the microphone is detected on the PC, no problem. And when I listen to it, I'll start with the bass. The bass is a bit sub-focused, which adds a bit of the cleanliness that you kind of experience with a sub-bass focused bass shelf or bass glide. And it's a bit lighter than my preference. I'm saying my preference. Like, for me, I kind of wish it had more bass performance, more bass response. Like, I wanted something more. By the way, before I talk about the bass, I just want to mention quickly, like, the USB-C, when I added it, I updated and downloaded the new Moondrop app from the Moondrop website, and I didn't find that I could add it or anything. Maybe this is something they will do in the future, so maybe EQ is going to be an option. Like, at the time of this review, I didn't find it, and there was no option to EQ. Back to the bass, again, I was saying it is a bit lighter than my preference, but the quality is good. Keep in mind, as I said, it's an isolating IM, so that amount feels kind of good. You don't feel you're missing, but when I compared it with other IMs like the Chu II, I felt the Chu II had a stronger response. So if this is the first thing here right there, if you're looking for strong bass performance in terms of amount, you better get like Chu II or something else. But in terms of the bass itself, it is clean. It has enough detail. The slam is not in your face. It's not as punchy or with a strong impact. It's just good. Like, it is average. Like, let's say the Chu II, if I'm listening to EDM, it's like boom, boom, boom. This one's like boom, boom, boom. It's okay, it's clean, it's detailed, but it's not going to be a bass that's going to be in your face and has that punchiness and that slam and stuff. You hear everything, but it's clean. About the mid-range, as you can see, this IM even cuts the bass early. Like, you can see even starting almost from 150 hertz, there's like a flat line, you know, like until 1K. And then you get, you know, that ear gain region, and you can see the curve that goes on there. And I have to say, the male and female vocals are well represented. There is a good amount of vocal clarity. It is very clean. Like, there's nothing that is shouty, nothing that is sharp or anything like that. You can hear things very well. And I think, like, even if you look at the treble and the bass, I think they make the mid-range even appear more forward. So you feel that the vocals are very clear, instrumentals and stuff like that. And, like, nothing is exceptional, like, nothing that, like, wowed me or anything like that, but it was good. Everything was good. And if you look at the treble, I feel here you can see even there's a dip at around 10K and above. I feel here this part could have a bit more extension, because, like, you don't feel here there's a focus on the treble, like cymbal strikes, a lot of the high frequency instruments. They are well represented. They're not lacking or anything like that, but you don't find that air, that sparkle up top and stuff like that. But what you get here, I would describe it to you, like, accurately as much as I can, like this. I would say it has enough treble to prevent it from sounding dark. That's the way I would describe it. It's not a dark IM. There is enough treble in it, but it's not an airy IM at the same time. It's not going to give you that sense of space up top and stuff like that. But you're going to hear your cymbals and your high frequencies and high frequency instruments and all of that. You're going to hear it no matter what it is, like with rock, with hip hop, with EDM, all those high frequency stuff, you're going to hear it, and it's going to be well represented, zero sibilance, and all that stuff. In terms of detail retrieval, I would say it's about average. For the price, it's excellent. It's the best at its price, but it's about average. Like, it's not really a detail monster. Things are there, and that's it. Like, enough detail. That's how I describe it. Much less than the Chu II. Like, not much less. I will mention more in the comparison how exactly the amount is different. But for now, I would say the amount is good. Soundstage is average. It's not like an intimate or anything. It's just average or slightly below average. But you can hear things coming from the right and left. Their imaging is good. For the price, it's an excellent IM. Like, again, when I here's the part where I come to the price now. For the price, it's perfect. Perfect. But compared to other more expensive IM, it kind of like not there at their level as well. So let me start with the comparison segment. And what do we have here? This comparison segment is going to be quick, and it's going to make you understand more where this IM lies. This is the Quarks, actually, the original one. They call it Quarks, and the new version is called Quark. I'm not sure why. It has a 3.5. I have to say, honestly, I'm not a fan of the original one, the original Quarks. You can look at the graph and see for yourself. I think the microdriver quality was not exactly the one I was looking for. Not only the curve, the sound quality itself, but if you look at the curve, the bass was not the cleanest shelf you can get. And the mid-range was a bit shouty. It was a bit peaky. The treble was not the smoothest, and the detail was quite low. I didn't feel it was a good IM, honestly. Like, that's my personal preference. I'm saying my opinion. Like, I didn't recommend it to anyone. I couldn't feel, like I usually said to people, like, try to get the Chu II and stuff like that always. And I even got it as gifts and stuff like that. It's a great IM. I think the Chu II, like, destroys the original in almost every aspect, from isolation to fit and comfort, to the cable. Like, it even has a mic. Like, there's nothing lacking in the new line. Look at the curve, how beautiful it is. It's almost perfect, like, except like the bass and small amount of the treble. It's almost perfect detail wise and stuff. It's like a new driver to me. It's much better than the original. In terms of, what is this one we have here? Tanchjim Zero. I will mention it this quickly. The new Quark is much better to me than the Zero. Look at the Zero, even the bass is just, look at it, you know, like, it's super flat, and that's not something that I associate with accuracy. That's a preference for someone who doesn't want to listen to a lot of bass. But I think that the Quark even has more detail than Quark 2 has more detail. It has a mic, it has USB DAC amp with it. There's a lot more value here, and the sound is perfect. No shoutiness. Good bass, yes, slightly bass than I would like, but the amount there is much better than the Zero anyway. Now, let's start with the real, the best part of this review. The comparison against the Chu II, and here is the edition, which is called the DSP edition. First thing you're going to notice here, at least the Chu II comes with a small carrying case. Something to carry your IM with, right? So that is the first thing that jumps at you. Number two, let's look at the earpiece itself. First of all, it has a similar cable, by the way, but the difference is, sorry, I didn't carry it correctly, but the difference is number one, it's kind of like twisted here, and it has more memory. Like, you can see it has a shape. I bend this many times, it's smooth as butter. But this one has more memory, so it's not going to be exactly the smoothest. It kind of tangles, but you can easily unroll it and stuff like that. It's made from the same material, but the microphone outside is kind of like metallic parts, and even the earpieces, which I will get to in a second. The USB-C of the new Quark 2 actually is better. It feels more durable, and look at the size difference. For complete honesty, with mine, for the Chu II, it gets a bit finicky over time, and I had to buy another replacement cable for it. And I'm babysitting this one, taking care of it. But here, even the feeling, look guys at the difference. The Quark 2 is much more durable, and it looks bigger and sturdier and thicker in every way. You kind of see that even. Just the touch, here you can feel this part is almost bending, but here it's very strong. Even this part is a bit hard. So this is, small aspect of things I want to mention. The earpieces themselves have a replaceable or swappable cable, so you can remove it and use it with a normal 3.5 cable if you like. It's all made out of metal, and it's a bit heavier, so this could be, something if you don't like heavy IMs or you want something light that will fit you easier. The new Quark 2 is better. The nozzle is metallic as well. This is how it looks like. Anyway, let's talk about the sound and let's look at the graph. For me, I will tell you like that. Even the bass of the Chu II is much better. I'm talking not only about the amount, I'm talking about the quality as well. I feel the quality of the bass of the Chu II is stronger. The slam is harder. Yeah, it has two vents, as you can see right here. That is a vent number 1 and vent number 2 right there. 1, 2. So it's not as isolating as the Quark II, but even without isolation, the slam is way stronger. The punchiness, if you listen to EDM, it's like boom, boom, boom in your ear, that bass response. So that is something I like as well. Number 2, if you don't like that bass response, you can use the Moondrop app with the USB-C and you can change the EQ and so on. That is another value that you get. Number 3, the mid-range, although it looks similar on the graph or almost exactly the same, it's still more detailed on the Chu II, and you can even see that it has even a slight more like treble extension, which is noticeable and you can hear it. So in terms of detail retrieval and sound quality alone, I would say the Quark II honestly achieves what I think is 60, maybe 70% of the sound quality of the Chu II. And I'm saying this as volume matched. The Chu II gets higher and much louder using the provided USB-C cable that came with it. So this is going to make you think that it's sounding much better. And that is maybe true if you listen to it in a louder way. But when I volume matched them, I found that the new Quark II can reach 60 to 70% of the sound quality of the Chu II. But the other 30% is going to be the naturalness of the sound, the detail retrieval that the Chu II has better, and more separation on the Chu II. You can hear things more separated. You can hear a lot more detail as well, especially with fast music and stuff like that. The bass response is stronger, and you can use EQ to change it the way you like. And here, the loudness aspect here is helpful because negative gain of EQ and all of that. So which one is better? I think that's something that depends on you. So let's answer the question. Can the new Quark II beat the Chu II? Not in sound quality, and that is my personal opinion. It cannot beat it in sound quality. It can beat it in price. It can beat it in sound isolation. It can beat it in fit and comfort for some people. It can beat it maybe in how light it is, and the way you carry it around is going to be an easy carry. But it cannot beat it in accessories like a small case. It can beat it, yes, in a better, potentially more durable cable, but it cannot beat it in terms of sound quality. It cannot beat it in terms of bass amount. It cannot beat it in terms of versatility and EQ options. It cannot beat it in terms of an metal shell and swappable cables. But it has a lower price, so I think that's kind of fair. I think each of them is good now and reached an excellent level of tuning. If you're willing to pay more and you're okay with a metal shell and stuff like that, I think the Chu II is the better sounding IM. That's my opinion about it. But if you're looking for isolation, like if you're on your commute or whatever, and you want something isolation, nothing is going to beat these at this price range. And the sound quality is excellent as well. And that's it, guys. That's my quick video about the Quark II. It's an excellent IM. And if you have any questions, let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. Until then, see you on the next one. Bye. Take care, guys.